Well, the polls close on Minnesota's high-stakes primary in a little more than 5 days. High stakes and high turnout. New figures from the Secretary of State show that more than 157,000 people have already voted, and a new development in one of the biggest primary contests.
A judge ruled that there is probable cause to conclude that the leading Republican candidate violated campaign finance rules by passing out pillows at parades. And as Esme Murphy reports in Talking Points, the governor's race is just one of the big races to watch.
The three top candidates in the Republican governor's race are House Speaker Lisa Damas, Mike Lindell, and Kendall Qualls. Since President Trump endorsed Mike Lindell last month, Lindell has surged in polling, but this week he is at the center of some unprecedented controversies. Most significantly, the GOP party chair, Alex Plekish, has raised concerns that Lindell may not meet state residency requirements. Republicans are admitting they are worried about Lindell on the November ballot.
This sort of battle royale around it is a result of that, right? This is Republicans trying to get the right person on the ballot.
Does this help Mike Lindell, having his own party rake him over the coals?
Yeah, I think it's rage against the machine. And I think Mike Lindell is going to be able to say, this is exactly what Donald Trump had been doing at the national level, running against the Republican Party, running against the elites.
At the same time, Lindell is being investigated for possible violation of campaign regulations for giving away pillows at parades. Thursday, a judge declined to dismiss the complaint and ruled it needs further investigation and an evidentiary hearing will take place. In the U.S. Senate race, there are primaries on both the DFL and Republican sides. For the DFL, two-party stars, Representative Angie Craig and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, are facing off. It's a battle that mirrors the divide between mainstream Democrats and progressives, with Craig representing the more moderate wing of the party and Flanagan the more progressive. One thing to watch out for: will there be a higher turnout in CD2, where there is a DFL primary for the congressional seat being vacated by Craig, who's running for Senate? A high turnout in CD2 should help Craig.
So the question is going to be, how well does she do in that district relative to Peggy Flanagan? That's going to be a good indication of her base support.
But some Republicans are open about the fact they think Flanagan would be easier to beat.
As we talked about, fraud being the #1 issue in Minnesota, and being such a driver in the polls, to have Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, who is, was deeply attached for the last 8 years to the Walz administration.
And Esme Murphy joins us now. So tell us more about the ruling that just came down against Mike Lindell.
The ruling just came down. The judge found there is probable cause that Lindell did violate state campaign rules by tossing out those pillows at parades. Now, that does not mean he's been found guilty or that he's liable for anything. What it means is the case continues. It doesn't go away. The next stop is an evidentiary hearing before an administrative law 3-judge panel. The date for that has not been set. I did just speak with Mike Lindell, who says, quote, "This is a nonsensical distraction."
There are a couple of other races that we want to talk about. The GOP race for U.S. Senate, Adam Schwartzy running against Michelle Tafoya and Royce White. Is there a favorite in that group?
You know, there has been polling here. According to all the polls, Michelle Tafoya is very far ahead. She, of course, is very polished from her years in broadcasting. She's been able to raise a lot of money, and she is expected to win.
Okay, hopping over to the DFL governor's race, Senator Amy Klobuchar doesn't really face any opposition here.
Yeah, she is in really a good position. You know, whatever you think about Senator Amy Klobuchar, she is the most successful politician in Minnesota of the last 20 years. Republicans are really worried about a massive loss to her, which is one reason you see the party going after Mike Lindell so hard, because he's the GOP front runner. The party insiders want Lisa Damas or Kendall Qualls to run against Klobuchar because they think Damas and Qualls are stronger candidates against her, and they will provide a bigger boost to GOP candidates down the ballot.
The whole situation with Mike Lindell, have you ever seen a party take on their own candidate like this?
It never as dramatically as this. I mean, you often hear parties, insiders say privately, you know, this candidate, really, we're worried about this candidate in the general election. We know he won the primary, she won the primary. You hear that all the time. But to have somebody go after the leading candidate a week before the election, when thousands of people have voted, never, absolutely never. It's really unprecedented.
Okay. Well, we'll keep following it. Thank you so much, Esme. We appreciate it. And you can see more of Esme's conversations right now or anytime by going to our YouTube channel. You can just search for Talking Points.